Welcome to the next travel videos. On this channel, we review most interesting and unique attractions that are located in different parts of the world. If you like traveling and exploring new places, you can use this channel not only as a place to discover interesting places for your travel list, but also find useful tips that can enhance your travel experience and save money and time. In this episode, we'll share our experience visiting Chichen Itza during our trip to Cancun in December of 2022. Cancun is a Mexican city on the Yucatán Peninsula bordering the Caribbean Sea. Cancun is known for its beaches, numerous resorts, and nightlife. With its gorgeous turquoise seas, powdery white sand beaches, and vibrant coral reefs, it's no surprise that Cancun is one of Mexico's most popular resorts that is open all year around. Chichen Itza is located on the Yucatán Peninsula about 3 hours away from Cancun. If you are familiar with TripAdvisor, you can find various, inexpensive, one-day guided tours that are offered in the language of your choice. To get most bang for your buck, you can find a guided tour with extra options such as access to the Cenote, which is a natural pit located near the site. The Cenote area includes swimming area, showers and changing rooms, and this might be a very nice option to cool down after visiting Chichen Itza on a hot and sunny day. Most tours offer lunch in a form of buffet, which saves money and more importantly time during the trip. Now let us have a quick dive into history of Chichen Itza while we are watching most interesting parts of this site. Chichen Itza is included into the list of world wonders. In 2007, Chichen Itza's Temple of Kukulcan was named one of the new 7 wonders of the world. This decision was made by a worldwide vote. In addition to that, Chichen Itza is recognized as an UNESCO World Heritage Site and is the second most visited of Mexico's archaeological sites. The town of Chichen Itza was established during 400s AD. It was built close to 2 natural cavities, cenotes or shen, which gave the town its name at the edge of the Well of the Itzas. The cenotes facilitated tapping the underground waters of the area. The dates for this settlement vary according to subsequent local accounts. One manuscript dates it back to 415 to 35 AD, while others mention 455 AD. After the 13th century, no major monuments seem to have been constructed at Chichen Itza, and the city rapidly declined after around 1440 AD. The ruins were not excavated until 1841 AD. Chichen Itza was one of the largest Maya cities, and it was likely to have been one of the mythical great cities, or talents, referred to in later Mesoamerican literature. The city may have had the most diverse population in the Maya world, a factor that could have contributed to the variety of architectural styles at the site. The ruins of Chichen Itza are federal property, and the site's stewardship is maintained by National Institute of Anthropology and History. The land under the monuments had been privately owned until March 29, 2010, when it was purchased by the state of Yucatán. The castle or pyramid of Kukulcan is one of the tallest and most remarkable examples of Maya architecture. It was built during the high point of the Itzcoatl culture, during the decadence of Mayapan. It is a 4-sided pyramid, with a rectangular temple on the top. The principal facade of this temple has 2 columns representing serpents with open jaws. These form the main entrance, topped with a large mask of the god Chak. The building sits on a rectangular platform, 55.5 meters, 182 feet, wide and has a height of 24 meters, 78 feet. Each side of the pyramid has a large staircase with 91 steps on each side representing 4 seasons. There is one more step leading to the upper temple, giving 365 steps total, 1 per day of the year. At the base of the north staircase sit 2 colossal feathered serpent heads, effigies of the god Kukulcan. It is in these stairways the light and shadow phenomenon take place during the spring equinox and the fall equinox, on March 21st and September 21st, respectively. About 3 o'clock in the afternoon on the days of the equinox, the sun projects 7 triangles of light onto the balustrade on the northeastern side of the castle. These begin to move up and down along the balustrade to form the silhouette of a serpent. There is also an interesting acoustic phenomenon. When you clap your hand near the temple of Kukulcan, you can hear a sound that reminds the sound of a bird, the Mexican quetzal, which is a sacred animal for Maya. This phenomenon is produced by vibrations. Now we will move to the ball game court. Ball game is characteristic of Mesoamerican societies. This was more a ceremonial ritual than a sport and probably represented the symbolic recreation of the mythical combat between night and day. There is a singular acoustic phenomenon peculiar to the ball game court. If one speaks in the temple in the southern end, the voice can be heard at the opposite end, as the sound reverberates along the walls of the north temple. The ball for the game was made from liquid latex extracted from rubber trees and weighed about 3 to 5 kilograms. The rules of the ball game are not well known. Researchers found that at the beginning of the game the ball was thrown onto the court by hand, and that from that moment it could only be touched with the hips and thighs. It assumed that the stone rings on the walls of the court were used for the games, and the ball had to go through the ring. The number of players, the scoring system, or how the winner was decided is not known. In one of the legends, the winner of the game was sacrificed as a gift to gods. The stairs on the opposite sides of the wall allowed spectators to climb on the top of the court walls to see the game. The Temple of the Jaguars was built on the east wall of the ball game. An interesting mosaic repeats along the length of the frieze. 2 jaguars advance, from different directions, towards a round shield. The upper tableau is filled in with the bodies of 2 plumed serpents, with their heads at the edges of the frieze and the tails interlocked in the center. The Tzompantli of Chichen is dedicated to the dead. A T-shaped structure holds skull-decorated panels. On the sides, you can find skull embossments. The Venus platform or Temple of Venus is measured as 25 meters, 82 feet, on each side. This is a square platform with stairways on each side. On the raised panels, there are bas-reliefs of the planet Venus in the form of a knot of years, beside a half-flower with asps on the petals, and the shape of the plated mat, Papin Maya, as the symbol of power. In the recessed space, Venus is depicted with jaguar claws emerging from the jaws of a plumed serpent. The function of this building was probably as podiums for rites, ceremonies, or dances. The Temple of the Warriors is a 40 feet high and 133 feet wide structure. The central temple shows bas-reliefs of warriors, eagles, and jaguars devouring human hearts. Representations of the god Tlaukatanatiu and Chakmul can also be found in the engravings. The Temple of the Warriors is one of the most impressive and important structures at Chichen Itza. The temple consists of 4 platforms flanked on the south and west sides by 200 round and square columns. All square columns are carved in bas-relief, with Toltec warriors. In some places they are cemented together in sections, painted in brilliant colors and covered with plaster. The Temple of Warriors is approached by a broad stairway with a plain, stepped ramp on either side, and each ramp has figures of standard bearers to hold flags. As we already mentioned, our trip to Chichen Itza included a visit to sacred Cenote, which was not only an interesting place that is worth to see, but also a refreshing experience which you would likely appreciate after being outside for a few hours on a hot sunny day in Mexico. The cenote is a naturally formed open well with its diameter from north to south, being equal to 165 feet. As part of the cult offered to the water god, the pre-Hispanic Maya made ceremonial offerings, throwing into the well many precious objects. Later, they introduced the practice of making human sacrifices. The victims were warriors, children, and maidens thrown to the bottom of the cenote. As you can see, this is a fun to visit place that would add some unique memories for your visit to Chichen Itza. In this episode, we tried to highlight most interesting facts about Chichen Itza and give you some tips that may help you to plan your next travel. We would like to remind that you can combine your visit to Chichen Itza as part of your travel to Cancun or other nearby locations in Mexico. We hope that you enjoyed this video and find it useful for planning your trip to Chichen Itza. Please do not forget to subscribe to our channel. This could help you to find next interesting attraction that you can visit on your next trip. If you liked this video, please go ahead and hit the like button located right down below this video. Also, if you are planning to go on a trip with your friends or other members of your family, feel free to share this video with them. If you have any additional questions, please post them in the comments section and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. We will continue sharing our experiences from visiting other major attractions around the world. If you haven't seen our episode featuring top 10 attractions in Rome, you can find a link to that episode in the comments section below or at the end of this video. Thanks again for watching. Subscribe for more videos and get informed about new episodes.